you're going for Melissa, huh? Shoshahi. Love that name. Let's just clear it up. My ethnicity, it's confusing, so we'll just get to that. I'm half Chinese, I'm half white. Any other biracials out there? That's about right for Hermosa Beach. Okay. I wish someone would have told me growing up that when you're biracial, you're going to start off looking exactly like one of your parents' races, and then gradually through the course of time transition to looking exactly like the other parent's race. 100% to 100%. I'm going to look like Macaulay Culkin when I'm 80. I've accepted that that's my fate. I mean, Drake's going to look like Morgan Freeman. I mean, you realize that, right? But when I was a baby, I looked like a little fat Buddha. Like, I looked the most Asian. Like one of those statues you put on the front of an Asian lady's porch that just sits there. Like, that was me. I had no nose. I had no nose at all. I had a round head. I had a smushed flat face. I was all fat. I looked super Asian. Then as I got older, I just all of a sudden became 6 foot tall. My shoulders broadened, my face elongated because the white side inside of me started conquering the Asian side, just colonizing and burning the villages of my genetics, just pillaging, shooting fire arrows into my chromosomes. Have you seen a chromosome run for the hills? Because I have. Just running, please, not me. It literally, the white side took my DNA double helix and just unwound it, just twisted it to change it and flatten it out into railroad tracks and made the Chinese side build railroad tracks in my body. That's how deep racism goes on a genetic level. The doctor actually put the stethoscope up once and he didn't hear tum, 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 tum. He heard ting, 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 ting. He was like, what is that? I was like, it's racism. And now I'm up here with this big Professor Snape-ass nose. I don't know where this came from. I might as well be up here in front of you guys like, would you all like to hear some Asian jokes tonight? You may hear some that will offend and some may make you run screaming, but in the end, you will all die. I'm from Indiana, so I got made fun of a lot for being the only Asian. I mean, I know I'm half, but over there that's full. And it's funny, though, nowadays, the way everything's gotten in society, somehow the Asian accents are the ones we've all decided are not okay to do unless you're that thing. Like, this is the Hollywood era. We've seen movies where, like, white people do African accents, black people do Hispanic. You know, Hispanic people do Scottish, and that's totally fine. But as soon as you go, oh, everyone's like, whoa, hey. That's not cool. And I think I figured out why. It's because it's the only accent you can't accidentally slip into while attempting another accent. We've all got those friends in our groups that always think they can do accents, and they might start off a little Irish, like maybe they're from Dublin, but then sort of throughout the accent lose focus and end up a little Jamaican, and you're not sure how they got here, but suddenly they're bumbleclad and everything, you know. But no one starts off a wee bit Scottish and then loses concentration and then sort of ends up in a Hong Kong, like that never... Oh, I am a Scottish, like that's never happened. I'm from a Wales. No, like, if you did an Asian accent, you meant to do that shit. You woke up that morning and were like, today's the day. Off to work to get fired. That's like saying you accidentally cheated someone. It's funny, I thought she was you. I don't know. It's not an accident. You guys got kids? Who's got kids? Yeah. Gross. I don't hate parents. I have two. But I just don't like when y'all think that you have extra wisdom just because you're parents. You're like, oh, like you make better decisions just because you have kids. No, you don't. Now your bad decisions just affect an extra person in the household. I was talking to this new dad once, and we were talking about music. And he told me that one of his favorite songs was from the 1990s rock Christian band Creed, and it was called Arms Wide Open. Yeah, exactly. Parents, stupid. And I told him, I was like, dude, that's one of my least favorite songs of all time. And he goes, you're not going to understand until you have kids. And in that moment, I decided, I'm never having kids. If having kids makes me like Creed, I will resent that kid for ruining my taste in music. They never teach you that in sex ed. They should. That should be the course. Listen up, class. All right, if you look at the slide, you need to wear protection when engaging in intercourse because you could be catching a myriad of STDs, including gonorrhea, chlamydia, and possibly the most dangerous, love of Christian rock. Okay? And parents, y'all get mad. You get indignant when you say things like, when I throw your logic back at you, you're like, not going to understand until you have kids. I'm like, look, man, I'm not going to have kids. I'm happy the way my life is. My girlfriend and I decided we're not going to do that. And they're like, oh, yeah? How do you know that that's what makes you so happy in life? And I'm like, you're not going to understand until you get rid of all of your kids. Just abandon them in the woods. All right, guys, my name's Isaac Allen. Thank you very much. This show just keeps getting better.